We're going to go to the students now. Take it away, guys.
Okay. Some of us who attend St. Helena High School live all the way up in Pope Valley and already have to drive almost an hour every day just to get to school. My family lives up in Pope Valley because it's too expensive to live here in St. Helena.
Last year, an out-of-town investor purchased my apartment complex and raised the rent. Now my single mother pays $2,000 a month for rent. My question for the candidates is, how can the City Council establish and maintain affordable housing?
If you want to lower the cost of housing, how would you start? And how quick could it happen? And what effects as mayor can you actually have?
Okay, let's go to Alan. Alan, 2 minutes on affordable housing.
Affordable housing, or housing that is affordable, is a big issue for not just St. Helena, but it's a big issue up and down California, as we read about every day. Certainly at the City Council level, I've supported consistently affordable and workforce housing projects that have come before the city in the 4 years since I've been mayor. They are small projects, they are infill projects. The Turley Flats project, the Brinkle Court project, the McGrath project, which is a marketplace project, but hopefully will have rents that are affordable. Having said that, it's very clear that we need considerably more housing that is affordable, and quite frankly, we need to think in terms of larger projects than these 8-unit projects. But progress here is going to come very slow. It's going to require public-private partnerships. I'm hopeful that the business community, which is suffering from ability to attract and keep employees because they commute over such distances into town, cities to some extent having the same problem, that we can move forward together, identify sites, and move forward with workforce housing, not technically affordable housing, but workforce housing in the next couple of years. But it's really a long-term project, and in that context, I hope everybody tells their parents to support measures E and I on the ballot. They will provide some additional monies coming out of TOT revenue to support housing initiatives both in the county, in the city, and we benefit from the county getting more money because the county loans money to the cities, and that provides seed money for purposes of moving forward with workforce and affordable housing. Thank you.
All right, Jeff, off to you for 2 minutes, please.
Well, I agree that we need to support E&I on the ballot, but those are just the beginning of what we need to do, and I actually believe we can move forward more quickly. One of the things that we've done since 2016 with a new push on the council is to bring up a housing strategy and to try to approach this from a strategic level where we're not just looking at one aspect but many aspects at once. So it's not just building housing, it's identifying where we can build it, it's identifying financing strategies and funding strategies. So the financing is part of the strategy. In the past it's been said, well, we can't come up with a strategy because we don't have the funding. But finding the funding is part of the strategy. So if we look at how we can work with the state and the federal government, how we can design programs that can help support, one program that the county has and the city of Napa have are that they can help with a down payment so that a family can move into a home with the assistance on the down payment, and then they go on and take over the payments. There's many different components. Another one is identifying lands that the city owns, because if the city can provide the property for housing to be built, then we can actually get it done. One of the issues with large scale projects are the impacts in terms of traffic and that sort of thing. One way to diffuse that, there's a company that built Stonebridge Apartments, and they do multi-site projects. They're doing this in Morgan Hill right now, where they identify numerous smaller sites around the city and they build it all as one project. It gives it an economy of scale, but also reduces the impact in the town, and it also spreads out housing. It's an issue all around California. It's an issue that's critical here, and we need to move quickly now. And so we're going to begin this strategy in November. So we're moving forward.
All right. Gentlemen, I want to in this rebuttal period, I want to sort of direct your attention to the last question the young man asked, which is, how quickly can something like this happen, and what role does the mayor have? So if you wouldn't mind focusing for a minute each on that. So Alan?
the mayor can work with folks that are interested in pushing affordable or workforce housing, our town, St. Helena. But at the end of the day, it's going to take any number of groups, financial groups, others who own the property to come together and push forward with housing that is workforce or affordable housing. Identifying the sites is obviously crucial. Whether the sites can be donated for this purpose or have to be bought, that goes to financing, and financing is not easy, particularly in a town like ours, which has no scale or no real scale as against larger towns where you can use your affordable housing dollars a little more efficiently. Nevertheless, I'm again saying that I'm hopeful that working with some of our businesses in the next couple of years, we can push forward. Are those units going to come on stream in 2 years? That would be problematic in my mind when I look at the time it's taken to move forward with both the Brinkle and Turley and McGrath projects. These projects take time to do, but they're obviously very worthwhile if they can be accomplished.
Somehow we lost track of time there, so I think that was a little more than a minute. I apologize. Jeff, 1 minute, and if you run over a few seconds, I won't yell at you.
So a couple different ways to look at a strategy. Something new is happening in housing now that's not just what they call stick-built homes, which is building from the ground up, but these are modular, off-site built. And more of these companies are coming up with high-quality modular homes that are built off-site. There's an operation now on Mare Island. These homes can be built and installed quickly if the land is identified by the city. So we can actually move forward. The idea of waiting 2 years, to me, is unacceptable. We need to be ready to move forward now. And we also have to look at financing strategies so that homes that are already built, how can the city help somebody get into one of those homes? Because it benefits us as a city for you to live here, for your parents to live here, for us to be here in a community. So we as a city need to help both with financing and building.
I would just point out that the Turley project that you see off of Pope Street is a modular housing project. There are 8 units. That's certainly been underway for at least 2 years, maybe more. But the good news is that it's underway, it's coming to completion, and hopefully we'll have folks in there by the end of the year. I'm just saying these things can't happen overnight. It takes a lot of folks working together to make them happen, but they can happen if people get together and push them.
All right. Jeff, 30 more seconds to you.
And I'll just briefly say that I feel like this problem should have been recognized 5 years ago. We should have been sitting here 5 years ago pushing this forward. So we're behind on it, but now with focus we can get caught up.